Welcome. We are jumping right into the ultimate David versus Goliath matchup of the 2026 World Cup Group J. Argentina taking on Austria. We're going to strip away all the noise today and look strictly at the numbers, the history, and the current form to see exactly how these two teams stack up as they get ready to face off.
So can the underdog actually shock the world champions? We're talking about a historic clash here, where overwhelming historical dominance meets a hungry challenger with a massive 28-year point to prove. On one side, you've got the defending world champs sitting at the very top of the global rankings, and on the other, a team stepping back onto the grandest stage after decades away, ready to totally disrupt the established order. So, let's look at the data.
Up first, Section 1, History and Match Experience.
Let's start the tale of the tape with their literal foundations. Argentina's Football Association was founded way back in 1893, and they played their first official international match in 1901. Austria's association came along about 11 years later, in 1904. Now that 11-year head start for Argentina, it translates directly into tournament pedigree. I mean, Argentina debuted in the very first World Cup ever held, back in 1930. And they didn't just show up, they made it all the way to the final. Austria made their debut 4 years later in 1934, putting up a really respectable performance and finishing fourth. So right out of the gate, both of these teams were formidable early forces, but Argentina definitely had that crucial early head start.
And you know, that early start compounds massively over time. When we look at overall match experience, Argentina boasts over 1,100 historic matches compared to Austria's 850. But it's not just about volume, right? It's about dominance. Argentina holds a commanding 55% historical win rate against Austria's 42.5%. So the overall edge in pure historic experience, it belongs firmly to the South Americans.
Moving on to Section 2, the World Cup pedigree.
The gap between these two nations really becomes a chasm when we step onto the biggest stage in all of football. Argentina has competed in 18 World Cups, claiming the ultimate prize 3 times. Austria? Well, they have just 8 appearances and 29 matches total, with their glory days peaking at a third-place finish way back in 1954. The World Cup experience gap here isn't just large, it is absolutely massive.
Which brings us to a very crucial number, 28. Austria has been entirely absent from the World Cup for 28 years. Think about that. While Argentina has been busy winning world titles and solidifying their dominance over the last 3 decades, Austria has been on the outside looking in. They're returning to the tournament stage only now in 2026. That's an entire generation of footballing absence, meaning this current Austrian squad is stepping into an environment that literally no one on their roster has ever experienced before.
All right, Section 3, head-to-head and form.
Because, let's be real, past decades don't win games today. You want to know something crazy? Despite their long histories, these two nations have only met twice before in their entire existence. Both of those were friendlies played over in Vienna. Back in May 1980, Argentina secured a massive 5-1 victory. 10 years later, in 1990, they fought to a 1-1 draw. That means Austria has never beaten Argentina, not once. And because they've never met in a competitive tournament, today's clash in Dallas serves as their first ever World Cup meeting. History is literally being made the second the whistle blows.
Now here is where the twist in our narrative happens. Take a look at their current form coming into this match. Both teams arrive entirely unbeaten in their last 6 games. Argentina's form is, frankly, just on another level. 6 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses. They've scored 17 goals and conceded just a single goal while keeping 5 clean sheets. They also comfortably won their 2026 opener against Algeria 3-0, pretty much reinforcing their status as the #1 ranked team in the world. But look at Austria. Ranked 24th globally, they are sitting on 5 wins and 1 draw in their last 6. They've scored 13 goals, conceded only 3, and kept 3 clean sheets. Austria is looking incredibly dangerous right now.
And that recent form builds some serious momentum. They aren't just showing up happy to finally be here. In their opener, they decisively beat Jordan 3-1. But the real wildcard here is their manager, Ralf Rangnick. His relentless, high-intensity pressing system is specifically designed to suffocate possession-heavy teams exactly like Argentina. They swarm the ball, they force mistakes, and they just don't let the opposition breathe. This specific tactical setup means they have the exact toolkit required to make life highly uncomfortable for absolutely anyone. Yes, even the world champions.
Which brings us to Section 4, the final verdict.
So what's the ultimate takeaway when we line these two up side by side for tonight's main event? Well, the bottom line is kind of undeniable. Foundation date, win ratio, World Cup pedigree, current ranking, every single historical and current metric points directly to Goliath. They are the world champions, they're ranked number 1, they are in perfect form, and they have an unblemished record against Austria. On paper, this match has one mathematically overwhelming favorite.
But as we all know, matches are played on grass, right? Not on a spreadsheet. Football really doesn't care about stats on match day. An unbeaten, highly organized, and high-pressing Austrian team is walking onto that pitch in Dallas with 28 years of built-up hunger just waiting to be unleashed. They have the momentum, they have a highly disruptive tactical system, and honestly, they have absolutely nothing to lose against the heavy favorites.
So, I'm passing the question over to you. Will the undeniable statistics hold true and see the world champions cruise to another victory? Or will David utilize that relentless high press to topple Goliath and shock the world? Drop your match predictions in the comments right now. Thanks for joining me for this explainer and enjoy the match.